I just beat Master Mode Hardcore on my 35th attempt, and here's how I did it. But first, gonna run through some fails. First up, here's a quick clip of me beating Expert Hardcore a few years back. Wasn't really that impressed with it, so I'd never uploaded it because it's only Expert. So I wanted to try to do Master Mode before I uploaded the video on it. Here is my character. 17 hours, Hardcore Expert, my 10th attempt, and my world. Here is my 4th ever attempt at Hardcore Master Mode, and the first 3 attempts were very short. I died very quickly, but this attempt, I not only did well in pre-hard mode, I got up to hard mode, and I'd beaten, I think, 1 or 2 mechanical bosses by this point. So I was doing very well so far on my 4th attempt, and I thought I had a good shot at beating him. And this fail devastated me because I was doing so well and I died so stupidly. I just got so cocky and it was completely on me and I failed. I was also 16 hours in, so it's a lot of lost time as well. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to engage in this fight. I mean, during the fight, I could have brought it down to hell and fought it on the hell bridge and just ran and shot at it, as you would normally do when you're fighting a mimic. But then again, there were a lot of enemies around, and they could have knocked me into the mimic, and the mimic would kill me in 2 or 3 shots. 3 if I'm lucky, but probably 2 shots I would have died. So it was really dumb doing this fight, and there was no need to sacrifice any runs like this. It's always better to just spawn home. I mean, what can you possibly get from a mimic that is worth losing your run over? There is nothing that this mimic can drop that is worth sacrificing this run or risking this run to get. Completely stupid, and I've learned my lesson to just better off not doing things like this. Just spawn home and go and farm souls and then fight it on your own terms, above ground, when you're prepared for it. I also wasn't expecting this mimic to take over half of my health in one shot. When I was fighting this mimic, I basically said to myself, if I get hit one more time, I am going to spawn home. But, you know, little did I know, I would die in one shot. This run here was only 4.5 hours in, but I had no idea cactus boulders did this much damage. I mean, I hadn't really played much since the update where they changed how cactuses work and they actually act as boulders now. I knew that they rolled, but I did not know that they did the damage of a boulder. So, did not see this coming at all, and it just came out of nowhere and I died. Are you kidding me, man? Fuck you, man! I fucking recalled! Fuck! Okay, so this clip, this is my 12th death. This is my 12th attempt here. I started playing hardcore again, and I hadn't played since I last died in the recall clip. So that was back in October 2024, and then this clip is February 2026, so only nearly 2 months ago now. So I didn't play Hardcore Master Mode for a year and 4 months after I died. I was so frustrated I just took a long break from it, but I'm back again. And then I brute forced like another 20 attempts until I beat it. Oh, bro, I checked the wires, man. There was no wires showing up. Bro, what the fuck was that? I fucking checked the wires, bro. Did I not check the wires? I checked for them. The fuck is that? Can we replay that fucking shit? Can we replay that? Because I checked the wires, bro. Unless these wires don't show up, maybe grey pressure plates don't show up on temper wires. I don't know. I mean the other way around. The wires don't show up on the temper plate. Bro, what the fuck, man? What was that? That was nearly 2 hours of gameplay. Okay. You serious, man? Bro, like it takes effort, man. It takes effort to get back here. It's not fun doing it over and over again, man. There was no way I was going to survive that. That's what it did, over 400 damage. There was no way I was going to. That's fucked. I swear I checked wires. Okay, master mode number 11 is done. So yeah, jungle temple wires do not show up on regular traps. So if you're holding a dart trap, pressure plate, whatever it is, it's not going to show up. You have to beat golem for wires to show up. And I didn't know that. So I'm not even sure if that's something they changed in the update or if that has always been the case. I'm pretty sure that hasn't always been the case. I think that was actually updated, but it's what a lack of knowledge does. A lack of knowledge ends runs. Hey, Sky Island. Oh shit! Give me the full out of here!
I'm Will Hunt, aerobatic position.
Fuck off.
Hey, guess what?
Fits to his theory, and that's Hegel's idea that due to a hidden, undeveloped essence, human societies.
I did have a very successful attempt, and after 10 hours, I'm fighting Wall of Flesh. Oh my goodness, we're in hard mode. Oh! That was after 13 hours on this run. That's all it takes, just one little silly mistake. There was zero reason I needed any loot in that chest. I didn't need that chest at all. I don't know why I saw wires and thought to open it. You see, I had already cut the wires with my grand design, but I hadn't cut the wires to the explosives or enough wires in general. I just lazily just cut a little bit. So I saw the cut wires and I just thought it was completely fine. All it took was just one little mistake and your run is over. Round 2 or round 27. We're back at it after our devastating loss. I love this game. I fucking love this game, bro. Uh-oh. And before we get started on my victory run on my Master Mode Hardcore, I have been dabbling in Legendary Hardcore, and it is a lot harder than Master Mode Hardcore. And this is my run that is 5 hours in, or over 5 hours in. Oh my goodness. I was literally pressing my recall. So many times I pressed it. What the heck? I pressed it over and over again and it didn't work. I pressed it so many times. I literally pressed 3 over and over again. Alright, so making a new world now. First thing I do, chop down some trees and forget about building APC houses because I just think it's a big waste of time in the beginning. I just like to go exploring as soon as I can, just as to not waste time, and chances are I'm going to die in the first couple of hours, so if I build APC houses every single time, I'm just wasting time every single run. It's just a waste of time in the beginning because of that chance that you're going to die soon. So went down the caves, saw those 2 slimes and went back immediately because stuff that I'm not going to deal with that. box up that enemy, go through. And I like to get cactus armor as soon as I can because it's really strong. It is honestly the best armor until basically platinum or gold armor or the equivalent. This vulture got me in a bit of a pickle there and had me nearly thinking I was going to die. So it chased me, and then I found the desert temple. So, you know, what are the odds of that? It's looking pretty good already. Yeah, did not expect that vulture to nearly kill me in 2 hits, and to catch me too, because usually with vultures you can just run and it doesn't really, it just keeps up with you, like it doesn't gain on you, but that one just surprised me, it just got me straight away. So I nearly died there, which really would have sucked, because it's actually a good seed, this one. I mean, look how many emeralds are there, right? Those emeralds got me the emerald hook. So I found a couple emeralds earlier when I first went down the caves, and found 14 emeralds there. Bang, emerald hook straight off the bat. So got my cactus armor now. Nearly got my emerald hook. Just got to build an anvil. And sort of prioritizing the platinum armor at the moment too. I want to get to platinum armor as soon as I can, and pick up some gems on the way. Cactus armor is really good. Like, I always go for that straight away if I can. And just trying to find as many life crystals as I can, and chests. I found one to the left there, so I'm just digging to it even though the bunker potions run out. Trying to avoid getting engaged with the enemies if I can. Enjoy a bit of this 16 times sped up caving experience. This early caving is the most likely time that you're gonna die. Traps everywhere, enemies everywhere. You know, got low defense, low health, low DPS, everything. But this cave is really good. Like, there are ores everywhere, gems everywhere, life crystals everywhere, chests everywhere, and it doesn't just end. Like some caves, you have to just keep digging to keep exploring. But this one's really good. So overall, just a really good seed. And you'll see later on, it just gets even better. Like this seed, it just keeps improving as I keep exploring. Box up those bats there. Don't want to mess around with them. You know, if I just drop down, could be overwhelmed with slimes, could be anything else coming out of that tunnel there. Got to loot the chest and find some crimson hearts, so I've got to go back and farm some slimes to get gel for making those gel bombs, the slime bombs, so I can blow up the crimson blocks. So good thing the slime statue was there. I mean, everything just seems to work out in the beginning here. I love making the white string in the beginning of the game because it's just a really good way to get the extra defense, the extra attack, whatever it is you're looking for. When you have 6 accessory slots, it's an asset. You want to be using that. You know, if... Oh yeah, look at that. The granite slime freaked me out a bit there. I saw that and I thought it was just a blue or purple slime, but it did like 25 damage each time it hit me, so very unexpected and freaked me out a bit. Yeah, and spawned the Branded Cthulhu and dipped immediately. I love doing that. It's good fun. Get my 3 crimson hearts there. So yeah, the accessory slots, you want to be using all 6 of them if you can, as soon as you can, you know, because you can get warding on them, you can get menacing, whatever it is. It all helps, you know. You might as well be filling it if you can. So you put on the white string, and you just keep making white string until you get your favorite, you know, reforge on it. So that's why you gotta mind the cobwebs whenever you see them when you're in the caves, you know. This time I'm just gonna break 2, not gonna break 3. So I've broken 5 hearts now. I've got everything that I want to get. I've got every single thing that it has to offer, so it's just time to go at that point, you know. It turns out when you have that crimson accessory, the heart necklace or whatever it's called, paired with the sandstorm in a bottle, you can get some serious speed with that. You know, you get hit you jump, double jump, you get some serious speed. Hey, look at that Sky Island off the bat. Didn't even have to use a gravitation potion or build up or anything. I just saw it on the top of the hill. Even better. Like, and I found a finch staff. I mean, this seed just keeps getting better. Yeah, Sky Island off the bat. Didn't even have to try. Finch staff. All those life crystals. I'm already at 220 HP. And it's not even been nighttime yet. It's still the first day, I think. I might be mistaken. I haven't really been keeping track. But yeah, crazy. And I had to go back and build a couple NPC houses for the merchant. I need the merchant to move in because he sells the piggy bank. And the piggy bank is crucial. Like, I love this thing. One of my favorite items in the game, really. Just gives you that extra inventory space. You know, you can put buff potions in it, whatever. Save it for a boss fight, whatever you need to do. And, you know, went to the ocean and killed that shark there. And that drops a shark fin. Really good for hunter potions. Hunter potions are really good, especially in hard mode. But also in pre-hard mode they're good too. One of the best potions of the game, honestly. For hardcore runs, that is. Just keep doing some more caving here. Blood Moon, just gonna ignore that. No one likes Blood Moons. Just gonna, you know, don't need anything from that. Just keep looting. Keep caving. Gotta get that health up. I'm already on 260 health. That is kind of nuts on the first night. Or it might be second night, I'm not really sure. Once you get the grand design, you can really just relax. You know, you can just see every single wire on the board, except for jungle temple traps, which I've learnt the hard way. You can't see jungle temple traps or wires. Well, you can't see the wires with your normal traps. So, I have lost runs doing that, or a run doing that. Not going to make that same mistake again. Doing some inventory sorting here. Check this out, I just get really cocky and decide to take on some enemies and just tank hits. Like, what am I thinking here? Look how much damage I just randomly take from a couple of enemies. I just got cocky, you know. Why did I open that door up? What did I think I would achieve with that? Who cares? Just a demon, I just a zombie. Should have just ignored it, really. But I wouldn't say I'm close to dying there because I still was able to heal, which I never did. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's a close death, but it's still just dumb. Like, it could have just easily been avoided. There was no need to take all that damage there. Just gonna skip to the next thing now because there's not really much happening here. And the goblin army is approaching, so I beat it like that. It was honestly pretty simple, pretty easy, so, and kind of boring, so I just skipped it. And now we're gonna go Sky Island hunting. Definitely strong enough to deal with harpies now. And Star Fury, just like that. In my opinion, third best job. I mean, fledgling wings, horseshoe, and then the Star Fury. But yeah, take a trip to the jungle. Drink a potion and just grab life fruits, grab chests, grab everything we need. Look at that, 4 life fruits in the first, like, you know, 1 minute of being in the jungle. This is how good this seed is. It's really a good idea to drink a hunter potion when you're in the jungle too. I mean, especially in hard mode, but pre-hard mode as well, because the jungle was not something you want to be messing around with. Another life crystal, and found the goblin tinkerer. Bought my rocket boots, bought my tinkerer's workshop, reforged my Star Fury, and then dipped. It's one of the things that you can't shimmer, you see. And at this point in the game, can't find the shimmer anyway, or haven't found it yet. And found a life crystal up there too, so got max health now, and yeah, very, very good. Honestly, it is not a good idea to use a Star Fury in the underground jungle, because if I pop a queen bee hive, that's bad news. Like, I don't have an arena set up for the Queen Bee. I'm not carrying buff potions with me. I'm just not prepared for the Queen Bee, and I can't even teleport back. I can't even bail on the fight because she will follow me wherever I go, and she gets enraged when she's not in the jungle. So it's not smart to be using a Starfire in the underground jungle. It honestly could just mean the end of the run. You just die and you just got to restart. But luckily she never got spawned on me, but honestly not something I should be risking. And gonna cut to the Eye of Cthulhu fight now. And Eye of Cthulhu spawned. It was a natural spawn, that one. And honestly just beating it with ease. I mean, I was very well prepared for it. Didn't even drink any buff potions, didn't need to heal either. Just very easy fight overall. And there it goes. And I fight it a few more times. So I like to get the right reforge on it, you know, just to save some money on it. Having to go to the Goblin Tinkerer, so might as well keep fighting the bosses. It's also really good for money. You have any lenses, don't ever sell them or throw them out. Keep them and craft suspicious looking eyes with them, and you will get so much more money making those summons and killing the boss than you ever will selling the lenses as it is. You know, because Eye of Cthulhu drops the Shield of Cthulhu, and then it drops all the ore, and then it drops the coins, then it drops the aviators and the relic, and maybe even the pets. You know, you can sell all of that and make like 10 gold rather than a couple of silver, you know. And it's also a really good strategy, along with King Slime. If you ever are going to fight a really difficult boss and you're struggling with it, you just kill a few Eye of Cthulhus, kill a few King Slimes, and you leave the treasure bag and you leave all the hearts there. And when you're low on health, you just walk through it. And you pick up all the hearts and you just heal up and you keep fighting. And here we are building the Brain of Cthulhu arena because just, you know, why waste time? Get straight into it. I just cut to the fight because it didn't really do much honestly between that time. So here we are fighting Brain of Cthulhu, and I didn't really prepare much for him honestly. So he ends up being the boss that I am closest to not beating. You know, well, not the first time. I beat him with ease the first time, but you can see the second time and the third time I struggled quite a bit to beat him. So, you know, not enough preparing there clearly. Every other boss is fairly easy for me, but this one here just didn't really prepare enough for it. As you can see, I've only got a single campfire up. You know, no heart lanterns, no sunflowers, no bar statues, nothing. Just no buff potions either. I love the Brain of Confusion, and honestly one of my favorite accessories in the game. And if I play a Corruption World, I will take the time in hard mode to get a Brain of Confusion and build myself an artificial Crimson World and fight the Brain in the hard mode. It is really good, and I just use it for the rest of my run. I just never take it off. Same goes for the Shield of Cthulhu, one of the best accessories in the game, and the Worm Scarf, one of the best accessories in the game. So I try to get all three of them if I can, and once I get to hard mode, you know, I get the Opposites Evil Biome accessory, and I just equip that. So extremely good accessory, and definitely worthwhile getting. And I had to bail. I mean, look at that. Third time trying to beat him. I got everything I wanted, you know, but I was hoping for maybe a better Brain of Confusion accessory. Didn't get it, but that's no problem. But yeah, just, you know, kind of a waste there. Could have got some more money out of selling what he had, but I had to bail it because I just didn't prepare enough. Alright, I cut to Skeletron because between the Brain and the Skeletron I just didn't do anything that's worth showing. did a whole lot of fishing, looked for herbs, grew some herb farms, you know, with the planter boxes that you buy from the Dryad, built some more NPC houses in different biomes, set up some pylon networks, sold some more stuff, did some more reforging, did a bit more caving, bit more exploration. Nothing really much. I built the boss arena at the dungeon, and that's about it. So spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours doing all that. So we're just gonna cut to Skeletron here, and into the dungeon I go. I don't really need much in here. Basically just here to guide the mechanic for the grand design and the medusa, and that's it. And maybe a shadow key, because the shadow keys are pretty good. The shadow chests in the hell, they're basically just free chests, and they're full of potions, they're full of ores, whatever. I don't need any of the weapons in there, but the potion's always good to grab. Here I am building the elevator and the hell bridge, which took a while because I built it way too long. I bit the wall of flesh in a quarter of the world length, and I built the elevator to like 4/5 of the world length, or maybe even 5/6 of it. It was way too long, but I want to make sure that I absolutely beat him with zero doubt in my mind, because with the wall of flesh there is no bailing out. Either you beat him or he beats you. It's as simple as that. There's no running away. And as you saw before as well, I got all my hellstone that I need. Well, not all of it, I got most of it in that batch there. Got my hell armor. Forgot the hell forge, as usual. You know, I think everybody does that. And now I'm equipped with my hellstone armor, and got to get the Inferno 2 for the Night's Edge, which is what the medusa is also for in the dungeon. Very good weapon. The Night's Edge is absolutely amazing. It used to be completely dookie. Like, it's insane what they did to it. It honestly holds up in like early hard mode, which is crazy. It's probably the best pre-hard mode weapon in the game, which it should be, because it's the Night's Edge, and it should be one of the best weapons in the game. And here we are fighting the wall of flesh. Now, I skipped hours of footage because honestly it's just not really that important. I did a lot of hard mode preparation. Found the shimmer, finished my hell bridge, which I spent a long time building. Did a lot of fishing, did more herb farming, set up my planter boxes, or continued farming that, whatever. Just got more coins, did more reforging, crafted my Night's Edge, crafted other things, did a lot of preparing, a lot of potions, a lot of that sort of thing. Just, polish off the world a bit more in preparation for hard mode. And now we're fighting him and we beat him with ease. It was not even close. Did I even lose 50 health? Like, no. Didn't even lose like 50. That's how much I prepared for this fight. And I killed him with ease, like, quickly too. It's crazy. Unfortunately, I did not get the goat mounts, which I really wanted. And let me tell you, I grinded for the goat mount later on, in hard mode. I spent a very long time, but we'll get to that later. And I'm questioning fighting him again, and I can't quite remember if I did or if I didn't. But we'll see in a sec. Yep, here we go. We're fighting him again. I think I got pretty cocky with the first one, so I think I'm taking a bit more risks in the second one here, but not too much. But I'm realizing that it's a lot easier, and I missed the honey there. I was supposed to pick that up again, but oh well, that's gone now. Didn't want to lose all that buff potion, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm taking a little bit more damage, but still not much at all. Killed him with ease, not even close. And off I go to take out all the crimson altars, get all the hard mode ores in there. And honestly, like, I just stormed straight into the crimson underground with no second thought, and I absolutely just bossed it. Like, don't think I took a single hit from a single enemy down there, and I broke like 9 altars and went back. Like, absolute breeze that was. I was expecting more more enemy action there, but nah, not at all. Now I'm just looking for the hard mode ore grind begins, and I'm just looking for ores. Spent way too much money here at the skeleton merchant. I mean, it was a good day for the skeleton merchant. He got a lot of business done, that's for sure. Now, I didn't use a single thing that I bought from him. I spent like 80 gold on this guy. Did not use yo-yos at once this whole run. I just didn't need to do this. Ended up being tight on money later on, needing reforges. Whatever. And I'm just grinding for souls at this point. My beginning strategy was get like heaps of souls and just grind mimics until I can get that early hard mode gear, the good weapons and whatever. But grinding souls just takes too long. Like, grinding mimics takes too long. It's just not worth it, really. You just want to beat the mech bosses as soon as you can. That's the strategy, But this early grind took a bit, but we got through it. Rune wizards always scare me, because you can't block their shots with your weapon. You just have to dodge it. Like, most things that shoot, bolts through blocks, like imps, darkcasters, whatever, even though you're the goblin sorcerer, the other goblin thingamajig, like, you just block their shots. But the darkcaster, I mean, not the darkcaster, the rune wizard, he shoots fast, he shoots rapidly, it goes through blocks, and you can't block it. You just have to dodge it and just try and hit him. He only stops shooting when you start hitting him. So I was ready to teleport out of there, but luckily I just, killed him and took his clothes and wore it for the rest of the run. Was also grinding Souls of Flight here. Not too bad. Needed wings, and later on, or actually not even later on, just right now, I'm grinding for pixies. And this takes a fair bit of time to grind for the pixie wings, so yeah. Also had to move the snow houses because they were getting corrupted with the crimson biome as it was spreading. I'm actually not really sure how this editing style is going to go with the super sped up footage and just the talking over it. I don't really know if I'm actually going to be happy with this when it's done and when I publish it, but I'm just going to do it anyway because it's either I speed up footage like this or I keep cutting between different clips. But if I cut between different clips, I just feel like you're going to miss a lot of what I actually do. And if I speed it up, even though it's a bit hard to follow, you can still see nearly everything I'm doing, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Now this Night's Edge is absolutely carrying me. I can't believe how good it is in early hard mode. I mean, it's probably better than the Breaker Blade, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. It's on par with early hard mode weapons, and I just keep using it. I did get to half health there, which is not very good, but luckily, clutched up. Still grinding for pixies here. Get the pixie wings, whatever. I just cut out a bunch of gameplay there because there wasn't really anything happening. I just kept grinding for the pixie dust, made the pixie wings, reforged them, whatever, and did some selling, some more reforging. And now, check this out. I decided that it was a good idea to fight a corrupt mimic with no weapons. Just watch how this goes, right? Watch how this ends up playing out. I'm here with a Night's Edge against not a corrupt mimic, a hallowed mimic, and I just can't hit it. Well, you know, I can't hit it properly because it's too close. You know, I don't want to be this close to a mimic. Like, it's gonna kill me in 2 hits. So, what can I do? Oh, I've got a bow. Oh, and 11 arrows. 11 arrows? Are you kidding me? Well, maybe I can, you know, maybe grab some arrows from the chest. No, because I can't open a chest and mess around in the chest. It's gonna kill me. So I have to craft arrows with my bow because there is nothing else I can do. My only other option is to bail out on the fight, you know, run somewhere and then teleport back home and just despawn it. But it takes 15 souls of light to make one of these, so it's a lot of grinding. I don't want to do that. So my only option is to find stone and mine it, or blow it up. And I get to the hard mode jungle, and this is the only place I can find stone. And the hard mode jungle is scary. If a spinning tortoise hits me, it's game over. I just lose like that in one shot, because they can one shot you. I managed to blow up that stone and maneuver my way to get that stone and get out of there somehow. Did you see how tight that was? I don't know how I did it, but I managed to grab the stone, and I try to grab more because I think I might not have enough stone. So I go in here, nah, not gonna work. Forget about that, you know. I got hit by the mimic, I healed, and I am out of there. I've got 12 stone. Let's see if I can just craft as many arrows as I can get. This is insane. Like, I never want to do this again. This is so stressful. Just think about it. You're in a hardcore run. You're like 15 hours in, and you have to do this. And if you get hit by this mimic 2 times, you die. And I managed to clutch it up, and I get just enough arrows to kill this guy. All that for a hook. Great. Did not need that one bit. Not at all. And here I am about to spawn in the destroyer, buffed up, and here he goes, and he spawned right on top of me. Yes, you saw that, right? Why did he do that? I have no idea. I guess I was so far from the ground that he just spawned on me. Crazy. I've never seen that happen before. And he's all bunched up too. But anyway, as you can see, got a bit of a cheese situation going on here. Built my whole, like, my little box there, dropping dynamite on him. And yes, I'm cheesing him, and I just don't care at all, because it's hardcore master mode. It's not easy, and it's the only boss I cheese, but I just don't care, so whatever. And honestly, I'm tanking all these drone shots. This is how strong my tank build is. I'm just tanking everything, and it's so powerful. But I skipped a lot of footage. It wasn't really important to see. I just did a lot of chest management, went back underground, got some more souls, and did a bit of fishing, whatever. And yeah. Actually, one thing I haven't gotten yet is any life force potions. I haven't gone to the Hallowed and fished there yet. So that's one potion that I'm not using so far. But yeah, pretty easy to beat him when you've got a tank build and you're dropping dynamite on him. You know, anyone can do that. Went about building my corruption little biome, artificial biome here. Put the dryad in the graveyard, bought the corrupt seeds, and just growing it now. So we'll reap the harvest of the Eater of Worlds when that's done growing and get the worm scarf. And here I am now fighting Skeleton Prime. And I cut a lot of footage out. I did a lot of things, and I just didn't need to include it. Just would have wasted a lot of time, but built a hell bridge. I mean, for one, you can see the not hell bridge. You can see the platform that I'm fighting on. I built that right to the end of the world and to the other end of the world, both ends. Set up campfires, heart lanterns, and sunflowers. Oh, not quite sunflowers. I'll do that later on. But set up heart lanterns and campfires across the entire bridge. And because I'm just getting an abundance of life crystals, it's pretty crazy. But I did a lot of underground caving for more souls. Just mine a few more ores. Built some NPC houses. You know, did some more fishing. Did some more potion crafting, whatever it is. And now I'm just fighting him. I did a lot of reforging too, and money farming. Fought I've Cthulhu a bunch of times. You know, sold some ores, sold some weapons, whatever it was to get money. And now we're just gonna skip to the next night where I fight the twins. Alright, here I am fighting the twins. These light discs are phenomenal. I mean, I use them up until like Golem, pretty much. Like, or even, I think I use them even until Golem. I use them until I got the possessed hatchet from Golem. So, light discs are an absolute menace on the battlefield, and I really utilize them. And yeah, amazing. But didn't really do much in the day, and just did some more fishing, whatever it is. But yeah, fighting the twins now. I mean, I would put the audio on, but since it's sped up, it's just gonna sound ridiculous. So, unfortunately, it's basically gonna be no audio throughout, like most of the video. And if I didn't speed it up, it'd just take way too long. The video would just be too long. And off to the hard mode jungle we go for claw fight. But honestly, I should have just slept because there just was no life fruits anywhere. As expected. I mean, I just beat all the mech bosses, so what am I expecting, right? Later on, I end up just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping for a couple weeks until some life fruits spawn and some Plantera bulbs, so I can actually get on with the game. But at the moment, I'm just wasting my time here. I'm collecting claw fight, but I mean, I can just do that while I'm looking for life fruits later on after I've slept. So, kind of wasting my time here. But I did get like 2 turtle shells out of nowhere, like pretty lucky with the turtle shells. So I'm pretty happy with that. So, I mean, it was worth it, I guess. If I waited, I might not have gotten those turtle shells until I grinded a bunch. I don't know, whatever. And I ended up taking that advice, and I slept for a long time. I mean, I just cut all that out because we don't need to see footage of me sleeping for many days on end, Terraria days. So, anyway, update. I've got like half my life fruits now, so that's pretty good. Alright, and now I'm building digging out my Plantera arena. Bunch of sticky dynamite, just going at it with the pickaxe axe. I also cut a lot of footage out. A lot of footage, hours of footage. We don't need to see all that. There is going to be raw footage linked in OneDrive if you want to see it. But just did more building, more exploring, got more life fruits, did more sleeping. There was a blood moon. Fought a lot of giant tortoises, grinded for some giant tortoises during the blood moon. Still looking for my 3rd turtle shell, I haven't got it yet. But still looking for life fruits, still mining claw fight. Accidentally, I woke Queen Bee twice and proceeded to whoop its ass and kept moving. But yeah. Plantera, here we come, eh? The solar eclipse spawned, and the only thing that I ended up using from it was the death sickle. I didn't really even need to use it either. Nothing else dropped. Well, I mean, I could have gone for the celestial shell. That is a very good accessory, mind you, but I just never got it. I never ended up needing to use it or wanting to even craft it. So nothing from the solar eclipse was helpful to me at all. You know, you don't get moth run until post Plantera now. They've changed the rules on that. But yeah, kind of a waste of time. When you're carving out an arena for Plantera, the enemies are very annoying, especially moss hornets and skeleton archers. They just don't give you a break because it's so open. You know, it's barely a cave anymore, it's just a big open area. And those 2 enemies become especially annoying. And it's, you know, when I'm trying to set things up and get in my piggy bank, these little assholes just will not stop annoying me. But alas, you know, we got through it. Didn't have any close calls. Played it pretty safe. I was still buffing up anyway. And yeah, Plantera here doing a very low damage, honestly. I'm just not really hitting shots. You know, I'm missing a lot of shots, especially with the legendary True Knight's Edge but it's no problem. Also, there was a dryad there and a nurse. I ended up not needing either, and didn't need to spawn them in. But you know, we prepare, and teleporters too. I used them because I felt like I should have, because they were there. Would have felt bad if they were there and I didn't use them, but ended up not needing to anyway. And I feel like that's cheesing it, and I shouldn't be cheesing it. But yeah, anyway, honestly, with this Plantera fight, I was just pretty slack with dodging. I had so much health, I was taking it. It was so easy. I started taking more hits than I should have been because it was just too easy. And I got a bit slack there, got a bit cocky in the end, took a bit more damage than I should have. But yeah. And then decided to fight Plantera a second time, so here's the clip if you want to see it. Also, Plantera dropped the pygmy staff on that first time that I killed her. Very helpful. If you haven't noticed already, I've been using the imp staff since I went and got the Hellstone after beating the Brain of Cthulhu. Like, it's been that long. Thank goodness I got this pygmy staff, and I used it up until I got the Stardust Dragon from the pillars. So I've only used 4 minions this whole time. You know, the Finch staff, imp staff, got the pygmy staff, and then the Stardust Dragon. I also didn't cheese it like I did last time with the teleporters. And into the dungeon I go. Very fun place. Love stepping on all the landmines and getting all the traps thrown on me. It makes sense that you can't see all the wires. I mean, that's fair enough. I'm used to just being able to look at a trap and see where all the wires are, but you have to beat Golem before you can see all the wires. I can understand it. It kind of ruins the fun if you can see it all. But anyway, get through it pretty easily. No stress here. With this absolute tank of a build that I have, with every single accessory with warding, I've got the melee build, you know, with the insane defense. Like, I just tank everything. It's crazy. This is the way that you play hardcore, right here. What you're about to see is like the most sketchiest moments of all of Terraria that I've ever had. Freaking Medusa spawns in the Golem Temple and stones me, and I fall. And if you don't know, when Medusa stones you, you take fall damage. Like, wings don't save you, nothing saves you, no horseshoe, nothing. When you're stoned, you just take fall damage as you would normally if you didn't have anything protecting your fall damage. So I'm there, I'm just frozen after taking hundreds of points of damage, and enemies are rushing me, and I'm freaking out because that could have been the end. Let me slow that down for you. Watch this, alright? Step by step. I'm going to show you how close I was to dying here. She stones me, right? I fall onto an enemy, which breaks my fall, so I take a lot less damage. I take 0 fall damage, I just take damage from touching that enemy. And what's more, is that enemy died from me touching it because of my turtle armor. My turtle armor acts like cactus armor. When enemies touch you and enemies damage you, they also get damaged. So that enemy died because it touched me. And then the flying snake also dies because it touches my turtle armor, and I take 128 damage from it. So I just killed 2 enemies because they hurt me, and so they also die. And that's like 170 damage from those 2 enemies. And so I'm below half health now. And then I have to watch as the Medusa runs up to me. And I dodge it because of the Brain of Confusion. And then I am out of there. And what's more, another thing is that the Brain of Confusion also caused all those enemies to run in the other direction, which means the Gladiator was no longer throwing spears at me either. So the Turtle Armor and the Brain of Confusion absolutely saved my ass. Insane. And picking up where we left off before, I was just sitting up there healing back to full health. And now I really want to fight Golem as soon as possible. I just need to get my campfire, my heart lanterns, whatever it is, and I just need to fight him now. And just get like 1 or 2 rows of platforms in and just fight him, because I can't risk another Medusa spawning in. And if you thought that wasn't enough, I mean, I just nearly died. If you thought that wasn't enough, watch this.
Vital importance if you're writing the history of that period. But
What
we don't
the
know exactly
fuck?
what was said, because only reflected in the covering letters like this, and the fact that such telegrams went and were responded to, we're not entirely sure
What the
what
fuck,
they were.
man?
And of course, somewhere in the United States, there must be
Fucking
the corresponding
kidding me.
mirror image of the correspondence. Probably not in the Hyde Park Library of President Roosevelt, it's probably in the NSA or at Arlington Hall or one of the other centers of archival.
What the fuck is that? That needs to stop right now, man. I nearly just fucking died, bro. Twice. In like 2 minutes. I need to fight Golem now and get the fuck out of here. I need to fight him now. This is not okay. Can I quickly build a little bit of a platform for any other Medusas decide to enter the party? Don't you dare spawn in. I'm gonna keep this whole thing in my sight. That is insane, dude. How did I die twice, man? It's insane, bro. There's no way. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, I'm just gonna fight him. I can't risk another freaking Medusa, bro. Why is it only Medusas? Why is there no gladiators spawning? It always has to be Medusas, bro. I'm not even focusing properly. I'm getting hit by this boss now. Freaking shook, man. So yeah, I really nearly got stoned a 3rd time. And that very well could have been deadly, because it was the same situation as the 2nd time. 2nd time I survived by the skin of my teeth, so that 3rd time I may not have been as lucky. But like, what a miracle I didn't die there. 3 times the Medusa was there, and 2 of them she stoned me. Insane. Like, that is just insane. So I go on fighting him several times. I'm really just aiming for the possessed hatchet and the pixel. I really want the pixel just so I can fight him above ground and not have to risk any more Medusas. Because Medusas could spawn in between boss fights if I end up flying up to my piggy bank or whatever, like I'm doing right now, you know. So I really was looking for the pixel so I could just get the hell out of there. Ended up not getting one, but the possessed hatchet was the main goal, you know. So I did get that after like maybe, I think it was maybe 6 or 7 tries. But yeah, got the golem fist to start with, but that's just dookie. No one likes that. Yeah, anyway. Skip to the next thing. Decided to go to the dungeon. Post-Plantera dungeon. I'm looking for the tabby and the black belt here from Mr. Bruce Lee. And that's about it, honestly. There's nothing else I need here, except for the hallowed chest is handy. I mean, I don't need it, really. The rainbow gun is just a little bit of extra damage on the pillars, you know, just to knock them down, but honestly, just not that important. I got it anyway, and just looking for the tabby and the black belt, and after I get that, basically just out of there, because I do not want to be hanging around the dungeon, you know, willy-nilly. Just perfect way to die. If you know about the sniper rifles, the skeleton snipers, and these cursed debuffs, both of them are extremely deadly. Skeleton snipers can straight up one-shot you. Like, that's how bad they are. Me with my super tanky build, not so much. Maybe a 2-shot, but the cursed debuff is very, very deadly. Like run ending straight up. You know, every time they hit you with their spew or whatever it is, you cannot use any items whatsoever. You can't recall back, you can't use weapons, nothing. So you're just cooked. So I got hit with that plenty of times when I was there. Luckily I managed to survive, but it was a recurring theme, and my pygmy stuffs really helped me out there, because they actually took out those skulls there. Yeah, not fun. I was out of there quick. But I actually got a ice key. If you saw, I got an ice key while I was down there. I got my ice chest too. So that was pretty handy for the pillars as well. Taking out the pillars when I was off screen, as you'll see later. Also, gotta hunt for more jungle juice, because that stuff is pretty good. And it's better than the greater healing potions, and just a gateway to the super healing potions once I knock down a few pillars. I ended up digging myself a brand new fishing spot, designated just for corruption fishing. And so I connected a whole bunch of puddles together that were underground to this big lake that I've dug out, and made my own artificial fishing spot, because I ended up destroying the one above ground. Very silly move. I should have kept it and turned it into a fishing spot of its own. But now I've got to, you know, grow a whole new one, because I want the wrath potions. I do like to stick my fingers in both pies, if you know what I mean, with the two evil biomes. You've got to get the rage potion and the wrath potion. You've got to get the brain of confusion and the worm scarf. You've got to do these things because it's really handy to have, you know. 10% damage increase, I definitely want that. So got to sleep it off, wait for the corruption to grow, and go back and fish. Went ahead and skipped a whole bunch of footage, just fishing, sleeping, doing whatever, you know, reforging, whatever it is. But here, this bit is really annoying and ended up being completely useless. But what I'm doing here is I'm trying to repeatedly kill the wall of flesh until I get the goat mounts. And apparently the goat mount is a 1 in 4 chance. I say apparently because it doesn't seem like it when I try and grind for it. But I tried for so long. I'll show you how many times it took me to kill the wall of flesh at the end when I finally get it. But I've already killed it twice, so 3 times now after killing this one. Yeah, it took way too long. But we'll skip to when I actually got it. Also, mind you, every single time that I want to fight the wall of flesh, I have to wait for the guy to spawn after I last killed it, which he only spawns during the day, right? So he spawns during the day, I kill him, and then I have to sleep until the next day for him to spawn, and then I have to wait until that night for him to move into his underground house in hell, and then I kill him. and then I have to wait till the next day from the spawn again, and then the next night for them to move in. I have to wait one whole day for one single fight, every single fight. And it took me 15 tries to get this goat mount. And it happened like twice when there was a blood moon. You can't sleep through a blood moon. You have to wait for the whole blood moon to finish. Every single second has to pass as it normally would. You can't sleep through it. And that was also a big problem when I was trying to wait for the life roots to grow and my corruption biomes to grow. I was trying to sleep through it. And these freaking blood moons kept happening all the time. Very annoying.
Village, the ultimate good for human beings is the attainment of political power, and he is not choosy about the means. Whatever works, works. He is among the most practical of men.
Fucking hell, man. That took so long. That's insane. I'm gonna count how many times that took to get that. Like, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It took me 15 tries to get a drop that's 1 in 4. And I have to wait for every single time to fight him because the guy had to spawn back. And then he has to move into the house. He only spawns during the day. NPCs only spawn during the day. And they only move into their house at night. So 25 times I have to either get a voodoo doll, which is pretty hard to get, or I have to wait a whole day for him to spawn and then move in. And then when I kill him I have to wait for him to spawn and then move in again. So that took so long to do. And the only reason I did it is because I need this to fight the Moon Lord the way that I want to fight him. I need this to fight him. Or the Unicorn Mount, but that's probably even more annoying to get. I should have gotten that in 4 tries, but it took me 25. Oh, 15 I mean, not 25, 15. Time to fight the cultist, and basically was nothing that to really do between the goat mount situation and the cultist. Wasn't really a whole lot of farming like there normally is. I was basically ready. The goat mount was the last thing that I needed to do. Or the second last thing I needed to do before I fought Moon Lord. The last thing being all the Sky Islands that I have to clear out, which I haven't done yet. But yeah, should have also done that before I fought the cultist, but it doesn't really matter. You know what's funny though? Why is the cultist only spawning on the right? Like, that's what I noticed when I was fighting him. I think it was like 5 times in a row it was on the right. And he's finally on the top now. So yeah, I just thought that was funny anyway. But yeah, I just proceed to clap the sky like I do with all the other bosses. The thing about hardcore is, it's not about the bosses. Like, that is, even though you got to over prepare for it, that's not the hard part. It's just the everyday. It's just going about every day. And you know, just looking away from your screen for a few seconds and enemy takes you out, or a boulder falls on you, stand on an explosive trap, open up a dead man's chest, Medusa stones you, just things like that. Or you switch to your second you know, armor or whatever it's called on the second setup that you can choose, or the third one, and you don't have any fall damage like negators on there, you know what I mean? You switch to your fishing set and there's no wings in there and you just die from fall damage or things like that. That's what takes you out. As you can see, I'm just sitting here edging the solar pillar because I do not want to be engaged with the solar pillar, you know, front on with all the enemies. Does not sound fun. So I just do it this way. There's also another way you can, the way that I did it in the hardcore expert run that I did a few years back. You build up in the sky, you build your own little platform with like a wall, you hoik through the wall, you know, shoot them through the hoik that you've made through the wall. And the only enemies that touch you are the courtier or whatever they're called, and the caterpillars in the sky, whatever they're called, if you end up jumping around and flying. But all the other land beasts, they can't touch you. So that's the one way you can do it. Bit of a cheese way, kind of like this is as well. But this is like less of a cheese way. But yeah, just decided I just couldn't be bothered building all that. So I did it this way. Watch as I absolutely barge my way through everything and just take out the pillar. Watch it. This is such a boss move. It's like rainbow gun, bang, all of it. Just stuck everything down there. And it's just gonna do its thing. Oh, look how close the Stardust pillar is. How crazy is that? I took 2 steps from my house and it's just on my doorstep. So yeah, it's gone. And the ice chest came in really handy there, along with the Nimbus rod and the rainbow gun. So I guess the chest came in handy, and I ended up not necessarily needing them, but definitely helped. And just trying to find my Stardust cells to lure away and cheese it, because of course I'm gonna cheese this pillar, you know, who doesn't? But the funny thing with the small worlds that I always play on is these pillars, they take up a lot of room. And take 2 steps from my house and the pillar's right there, and I can barely even find room to fight these guys, because the vortex pillar is just to my left, just past the hill. I'm gonna fight these guys directly on top of my house, otherwise I'm gonna be spawning in 2 pillars at once, and that's not very fun, is it? And now I've got my daybreak, and about to do the same thing to the Stardust pillar, subjugate it to my minions to do all the work for me, and gonna collect my Stardust and make my Stardust dragon stuff. Very nice. I tried and completely, embarrassingly failed to cheese this pillar. As you can see, that did not work at all, but I know it can work. Like, it can work sometimes. But it just didn't work this time. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you need like background walls at the same time so the portals can't spawn on you. But man, that just did not work. I just gotta do it normally, like a normal human being. You know, someone who's not trying to cheese every pillar that they can possibly cheese. So just fly around and do it like a normal person. Which isn't even that hard, honestly. The vortex is pretty chill. But I'm still playing it safe, so I'm not gonna hang around there too long, but if I can, I will. I also skipped a bit of footage between the Stardust and the vortex, because just went and reforged my 2 weapons and made sure to get enough clarified bullets in case I needed to cheese Moonlord. Just in case. Which is what the Go Mount is also for. Yeah, honestly, for me this pillar is the easiest of them all. So I'm able to stay in the pillar for longer time. I can actually sit there and take out the pillar myself as well, instead of just having the minions do it for me, you know. So pretty easy to do. And now it's time to go blow up some Sky Islands, which is probably not what you were expecting me to say. Nah, the Nebula Pillar's coming up, but before I do that, I need to clear all the Sky Islands out. I think it's actually my first time ever doing that. I normally just ignore them, and I just fight Moonlord with the Sky Islands there. And many a time have I ran into them and got hit by his laser and other things. So, with a run this important, definitely need to be removed. This is very important to do. It's funny here, because I'm actually kind of edging the Nebula Pillar here a bit. Sitting there on the brink of letting these enemies in while I'm knocking out this Sky Island. So, yeah. And now that all that rubbish is done, I'm gonna go craft my super healing potions, 200 health ones, because you can just craft nebula, fragments without actually having any nebula fragments, which is pretty handy to have. It means you don't have to do the crafting potions in that 1 minute that you have spare. And now we have one of the hardest pillars. I still don't really know if this is the hardest or if the soul is the hardest. I probably think the soul is still hardest, but the nebula is pretty hard still. I really think those ones that shoot lasers at you and teleport are the most annoying. Cause you just can't kill them, they just always teleport, and the lasers are pretty quick, you know, and they suck. Honestly, the fact that I can actually stay in this pillar and fight the whole time without having to go on the edge of it and just lure some enemies out and kill them and go back and kill them again, and I think, honestly, maybe plus, I kind of take my words back, it's not even that hard. The fact that I'm able to do this, it's probably one of the easiest ones, honestly. I just think in my past experience it was pretty hard, but I don't know. It seemed to be pretty easy now. Okay, it's on. It's on, man. The fight is on. 1 minute until he spawns. I've got 31 potions, more than enough. I don't want them to take damage, so we're just gonna run over here. I haven't fought Moonlord in quite a while. I think it's been, I don't know, I might have fought him like maybe once in a year or maybe even 2 years. It's been a long time, but I used to be not too bad at this fight, so let's see how it goes. Okay, well, just got hit then. Good thing I had my dodge going. Thought for a sec I was going to run into that. Good thing I cleared it, hey? This one needs to go down further. Come on! Shit! Dude, how did I get hit by that? I just won. Alright. Now there's no chance I'm gonna die. Taking so little damage, I'm fine. Oh, shit. How did I get hit by that? Come on, man. That's slack. And hit by that too. That's alright, I'm killing it. Not even a struggle. Look at this. Look how easy this is. Look how easy this is, man. Might even just tank the rest. Yeah, look at that. And we did it. Master Mode Hardcore is done. On my 35th attempt. It is done, man. I over-prepared for every single boss fight. And thank goodness I never died. But I did have some really close calls. Medusa is really annoying. I was going to say something meaner, but I'm not going to say that. Screw her, alright? Screw her. She has ended my run. She's ended my run. Oh, look at that warding as well. She has ended my runs before. And she nearly did it again. So what an absolute loser. Don't like her at all. And I can't believe she spawned 3 times and stoned me 3 times in that temple. Didn't even use the nurse, didn't need to. I only healed like once, and I probably didn't even need to do that, honestly. Absolutely killed it. The only relic I'm going to put up this entire run. Mr. Moonlord. Did not need my vortex speeder with my clawfire bullets. Sometimes if I'm getting a bit desperate, I like to cheese it. I basically just stay out of distance enough where he doesn't teleport on me, but enough where he is too far away to hurt me, and I just shoot clawfire bullets at him until he dies. And I do that after the top eye is out, because that top eye is always going to hit you no matter where you are. So you can't escape that. So you take out the top eye, and then you just spam bullets at him until he dies. And you know, 8,000 is more than enough. But didn't even need to do that. Just really simple. My damage was surprisingly really good, even though everything that I have is warding. I'll go over my gear real quick, might as well. Beetle wings, warding. Amphibian boots, warding. Everything's warding. Charm of Myths, Fire Gauntlet. Good old Brain of Confusion, in my Worm Scarf and Master Ninja gear. Beetle armor, really good stuff. Godly Daybreak, Ruthless Stardust Dragon. The big thing I focused on in this run was having everything be reforged exactly how I want it to be. And if I was in a lack of funds, I just made sure I'd prioritize getting funds to reforge. I also prioritized fishing too, and being buffed up for every boss fight that I did. I did not even need to grind for the goat mounts. I thought I would need to do that. I spent a long time trying to get this goat mount, because this is necessary for the strategy of shooting clawfire, because if you're not moving fast enough, you just don't get away from him. So you have to be moving fast enough where he actually stays far away, you know what I mean? And the skillet mount I just don't think is that fast, which I had for a while. I was using this mount for quite a while. It's just not fast enough. So I had to grind for the goat mount. 15 times I killed the wall of flesh and didn't even need it in the end. Yeah. Well, GG. And that's the end of it. I don't really know what is next on my plate. I might just attempt Legendary for the Worthy just for fun. I don't expect I'll ever beat it, because it is very difficult. It's probably twice as difficult as Master Mode, if not more. It's insane. Like every single enemy 2 shots you, 2 or 3 shots you. And I will be linking the raw footage for the entire run in the description. It'll be on OneDrive, so if you want to have a look, you can look through all the raw footage if you want to. But this run is completely legit. I never once saved and exited to escape a tough situation. Never took anything from any other worlds. none of that. Completely authentic. And if you want to, you can have a look for yourself. So, yeah. But thank you everyone, and it's been a pleasure. I've been trying to do this particular challenge for quite a while. I didn't really get stuck into it until recently, but I did complete Hardcore Expert back in 2022, early. I think it was January or February 2022. So 4 years ago. And I did my first ever hardcore run on classic mode back in mid 2021 on the console. So that's been my history with hardcore at this point in time. And that hardcore classic run was the last thing that I ever did on console, because I used to be a console player before PC. I was a console player for a few years, so that was like my final accomplishment on console pretty much. And that was just my way of signing off and going, no longer a console player, I'm going to be PC player from now on. So yeah, that's it for this video. Longest video I've ever edited, that's for sure. And I actually had editing draft crash on me halfway through, and I've had to restart this whole process again. But alas, it's finished now. So see you later, guys.